Hi folks, before the video starts, I just wanted to let you know I have included timestamps in the video description. This video is quite lengthy after all. Anyway, I hope you enjoy and thank you for watching.
So we got these eki bento from the Delica station here, just past the Shinkansen gates. So I'm gonna open it up and see what's inside. I actually opened it up already, so I cheated, but pretty good spread of food.
After having spent one full week in Tokyo, it was time for my friend and I to finally move on to our next destination, Osaka. It was a 3-hour ride on the Shinkansen, or bullet train, from Tokyo Station to Osaka Station. It's a good thing I had my Switch to keep me entertained for those 3 hours. Thanks, Monster Hunter Generations Ultimate! We arrived at our Airbnb at about 6 PM that evening. Man, were we shocked about how good that house was. First class all the way. Our host was very gracious for setting us up with it since our original lodging arrangements fell through. We were originally planning to go out and explore the food scene in the evening as soon as we dropped off our bags, but then we got lazy. So we propped up our laptops and played Final Fantasy XIV. And so ended day 1 in Osaka.
Okay, so we are in Osaka now. We actually arrived yesterday at around 6 PM. I was too tired to shoot anymore, so we just kind of rested at our place here. We're just gonna go to Denden Town, which is pretty much like the anime focused area of Osaka. So we're gonna go there and check it out.
When we arrived on the platform at the Higashi Mikuni station, we saw a peculiar yet oddly familiar landmark. What the heck was the Statue of Liberty doing in Osaka? I tried looking up what this was all about, but I couldn't find anything out about it. Oh, whatever. At least Lady Liberty kept us company while we waited for the train.
Osaka!
After arriving in Namba station, our first adventure in Osaka truly began. Right away I noticed quite a difference between the streets of Tokyo and the streets of Osaka. Tokyo's streets were lined with towering buildings, but here in Osaka it felt like a much less imposing place. Heck, our GPS was actually working properly here, unlike in Tokyo due to the huge buildings interfering with the signals. That alone gave us peace of mind. On our way to Denden Town, we decided to check out the famous Namba Shotengai, or shopping districts, starting at the Namba Hondori entrance. Seriously, I've never seen anything like it. It was like a maze. A maze lined with all sorts of shops, food stalls, and entertainment venues. Brightly lit and colorful signs were everywhere, but we had to stay focused. For you see, we heard of 2 legendary items we had to procure from within these hollowed halls, or alleys.
Right?
551.
Oh! We can have both. Okay.
Takoyaki, the delectable wheat flour battered ball filled with shredded octopus, and the famous 551's nikuman, or meat buns. Just our luck. Now my friend and I have had takoyaki and nikuman many times before elsewhere, but we've heard many people praise these 2 almost mythical level foodstuffs, insisting that Osaka is the place to try these.
These look so good. Oh my gosh!
With the takoyaki safely secured, we went onward to our next difficult task. Which nikuman should we get? This decision was made even more difficult with the appearance of the equally legendary foodstuffs, the shumai and the gyoza. But no, we did not falter. Not even one bit. Okay, maybe just a bit. So, did the takoyaki and the nikuman live up to expectations? Well...
Alright, we just finished our lunch. We didn't have anywhere to sit, so I couldn't video us taking a bite out of those things we got. Takoyaki was good. I like the takoyaki. But honestly, kind of disappointed with the... was it 551?
Yeah.
Yeah, the 551 nikuman and we got the shumai and the gyoza as well. I mean, it wasn't bad, but it's like all the recommendations doesn't kind of live up to the hype. It's kind of, it's okay, but a little bit overhyped. So try it if you'd like, but to me it's more, it's okay.
Oh well, can't have it all. At least the takoyaki was good. Anyway, after suffering a crushing defeat thanks to the disappointing meal, we continued on with our journey through the Shotengai. We eventually found our way to our originally intended destination, Denden Town, one of Osaka's largest commercial districts, specializing in electronics, games, and anime goods. While it was not as impressive as its Tokyo counterpart, Akihabara, Denden Town still had plenty to offer and had its own unique charm.
Kobe beef.
Alright, let's pause here. Now you may be thinking, what's so interesting about this teppanyaki sign? Is it the Kobe beef? The steak sushi? Nope! Look up there. See him? We got a friendly neighborhood wall crawler just randomly peering out onto the streets. Japan is so weird. And I love it. We explored Denden Town for a couple of hours, mainly checking out the anime goods available. But with our dwindling luggage space on our minds, we couldn't do much but window shop at the various stores. Oh well. Next time I'll get a bigger luggage case. Satisfied with our visit to Denden Town, we went off to our next destination, Dotonbori. Dotonbori is one of, if not the most famous tourist spot in Osaka. We were eager to explore our surroundings, but first, we were hungry. Something had to fill the empty void of regret that Nikoman left in our stomachs. And there was only one place I wanted to eat at. One place I just had to get video clips from. That place was Eorzea Cafe, Osaka. Compared to its sister site in Akihabara, Eorzea Cafe Osaka had a more laid-back atmosphere. Though it had less flair than the one in Tokyo, probably because it needed more black mages, it offered a more relaxing and more inviting environment. And best of all, I could take videos! Well, at least I wasn't told not to anyway. But just in case, I sneakily used my phone to take these clips. Don't tell anybody. Anyway, time to order some drinks. Customers placed their orders on this tablet. The bright and colorful menu was beautifully designed and well laid out, with pictures beside every menu item. It actually made ordering really easy for us, even though the entire menu was in Japanese. Now, I was torn between the Paladin drink and the Dragoon drink. Which drink, which one should I choose? Tune in next week for Choosing a Job-Themed Drink, Patch 4.45 edition. I'm just kidding. I went with the shield tank over the floor tank. Time to pick out the food. So many delicious looking options. The options were also different from those in the Akihabara cafe. There was one dish that stood out from the rest for me right away though. That looks good. Why does Ramen always lead me to good food? Ramen always leads me to good food. I did glance over the other menu options, but I couldn't lie to myself. I already knew what I wanted. I'm gonna go listen to Ramen. He's my hero. And Nanamo. Yeah, I can't go wrong with Ramen and Nanamo. I was joking when I said that, but it turns out I was right to trust in Team Olda in the end. Look at it. Look at it. Oh, so good. I still remember the flavors until now. My friend and I also ordered this crispy golden fried squid to share. Oh man, I just remembered how this tasted. Seriously, for me, this was the best tasting dish in this cafe. If you are a fan of calamari and you find yourself here one day, do yourself a favor and order this dish. You definitely need to try it. So we just finished in Eorzea Cafe here in Osaka, and it is quite different from the Tokyo one. So if you've been to the Tokyo one already, but have not gone to the Eorzea Cafe in Osaka, you should definitely check it out. I think it's worth it. Plus also, it's a different feeling. The one in Tokyo felt more like an event, a venue of some sort, whereas this one is just more of a relaxed restaurant feel to it. So very different, very worth checking out. I have no regrets going there again. After a very satisfying meal, we continued exploring Dotonbori, searching for one last well-known tourist spot. Oh, here it is. I think. Is this it? Woohoo!
found it.
We finally arrived at the famous Ebisubashi Bridge, which spanned across the amazing 403-year-old Dotonbori Canal. Being one of the most famous tourist spots in Osaka, the bridge was incredibly busy with a countless number of people. With so many people around, I was unfortunately unable to get good shots of the bridge. I did, however, get a good shot of this fellow here, the Glyco Running Man, a much-loved landmark in its own right. Together with the Ebisubashi Bridge, it acts as the quintessential photo stop in Dotonbori. Our very long, very tiring second day in Osaka had finally come to an end, but our adventure was just beginning.
We're going to be heading to Osaka Castle and a few other shrines today, so that's where we're going to be going. Don't know what we're going to eat for lunch yet. It's around 11, it's like 11:30 almost. Yeah, so we don't know what we're going to do for lunch yet, but we'll see. Excuse me, allergies. We'll see what we do when we get to the castle grounds.
We started our adventure on our third day late due to the rain. As soon as it stopped, we rushed out the door to try and salvage our day. Our plan was to go to a couple of shrines and then head straight for Osaka Castle. Our first stop was the Ikutama Shrine. It was supposedly originally built by the very first emperor of Japan, Emperor Jinmu, with its Honden, the main and most important building of the shrine, burning down in World War II and then being rebuilt in 1956. The Ikutama Shrine houses 11 smaller shrines to prominent deities, such as the Sumiyoshi Sanjin, the gods of the sea and sailing. Locals could come here and offer prayers to and ask to receive blessings from the many deities enshrined here. With the clouds ever looming above us, we decided to move on and head directly to Osaka Castle. It was slated to rain continuously for most of the day, so we had to make the most of our trip before it started to rain again. On the way though, we did spot another landmark, the NHK Broadcasting Center situated close to Osaka Castle itself. NHK is Japan's one and only public television and radio broadcaster. I wish we did have the time to go in, but Osaka Castle was our primary objective. Oh well, next time for sure.
So we're here. We are at Osaka Castle, or we're outside the castle. Where's the castle on my camera? Over there. Over there. That's where the castle is. So we're gonna go head in.
Originally built in 1583 by Toyotomi Hideyoshi, Osaka Castle is not only one of Japan's most famous landmarks, it also played a major part in Japan's unification. It was the site of historic events such as the Siege of Osaka in 1614, brought on by Tokugawa Ieyasu, Japan's first shogun. Toyotomi Hideyori, son and successor of Hideyoshi, found himself and his armies outnumbered 2-1, but were able to repel Tokugawa's forces of 200,000 men thanks to the castle's strong walls and moat. Tokugawa was able to claim the castle the following year though.
I think this is where the moat used to be, yeah. It's quite dry now, of course. That's a huge rock wall.
These massive stone walls were built in the 1620s by individual samurai clans tasked by Tokugawa Hidetada. Made of interlocking granite boulders, without the use of mortar I might add, these walls stand as proudly and as firmly today as they did almost 4 centuries ago. They were truly a sight to see. Just around the corner of that huge stone wall was the Miraiza Osaka-jo. Originally built in 1931, the Miraiza Osaka-jo started out as the headquarters of the Imperial Japanese Army's No. 4 Division, being converted into a museum after the war until 2001. Now it houses several shops, cafes, and restaurants to cater to Osaka Castle's many visitors. On the day we went, there was actually a little event occurring across from this building.
Samurai armor on display. So nice. I guess this is where you get to try it out actually. That's cool. That's so cool. Is that the main? Is that the keep? Nice.
It's actually called a Tenshu, the main tower of the castle. This building was actually originally burnt down in 1665, but was restored by the Osaka government in 1997. The exterior is a concrete reproduction of the Tenshu's Edo-era design, while the interior is built like a modern museum, complete with gift shops.
Some nice gift shop gifts here. Some samurai armor and what looks like katana letter openings, amongst a whole bunch of other goodies here.
Our first stop was the observation deck. From here you get a truly stunning and spectacular view of not only the castle grounds, but also of the city beyond. To be quite honest, while I was up here, I was imagining myself as ruler of this castle, watching over the lands that I ruled. Oh, what a life that would have been, huh? Starting from the top floor, the observation deck, we worked our way down and checked out the different floors of the museum. What was on display was mostly information on the Toyotomi family, the Tokugawa family, and general history of the castle itself. There wasn't really too much to see. That is until we came across this miniature-scaled reproduction of the Summer War of Osaka. This display specifically depicts the conflict between Yukimura Sanada and his troops, defenders of the Toyotomi clan, and Tadanao Matsudaira and his Tokugawa soldiers. This decisive battle was won by Matsudaira when Sanada was killed in battle, his death lowering the Western Army's morale and eventually leading to the fall of Osaka Castle. Moving on, floors 4 and 3 had period documents and relics on display. Sadly though, no videos or pictures were allowed to be taken on those floors. Oh well. Here's a golden fish and tiger from the second floor. And with that, day 3 came to a close. Well, not really. There were still Final Fantasy XIV dailies to be done.
Universal Studios! Well, outside of it, anyway. There is the Universal Studios store. There's a Lawson. Here's a Starbucks. I should have just gone to Lawson. So I bought another SD card so I can shoot more. I can shoot more stuff here. Oh my, wow! TGI Fridays. This is so very exciting, and my friend left me already, so I'm gonna go catch up to him. He really does not know how to wait for me, but I'm gonna go catch up to him.
Yep, we actually ended up going to Universal Studios Japan on day 4. It was actually a last-minute decision, and as you can tell, I was super hyped to be there. Before entering the theme park, we looked for a place to eat lunch as we had not eaten anything yet that day. We were having a bit of trouble deciding where to go, until...
Hey, it's Bubba Gump Shrimp Co. Is that real?
Yeah,
Do they have coconut shrimp,
I have no idea.
fried shrimp, barbecued shrimp? Let's go there. Okay.
Inspired by the 1994 film Forrest Gump, Bubba Gump Shrimp Co. is an American seafood restaurant chain with 40 restaurants worldwide, this being one of the 3 in Japan. This was actually my first time in this restaurant, so I was quite excited. After all, I really loved the Forrest Gump movie when I was very young. Looking in the menu, there were just so many delicious looking options to choose from. That net catch entree really caught my eye. But then again, so did Lieutenant Dan's Surf and Turf. Seriously, you can't go wrong with shrimp and ribs, can you?
My God, I got the Shrimper's Heaven, which is like coconut shrimp, peel and eat shrimp, fried shrimp, shrimp tempura, and hand-cut fries. Gonna be lots of shrimp, so gotta do it. It's for Forrest. My friend, what are you getting in?
Mac and cheese and a burger.
Mac and cheese and a burger. Does those mac and cheese have shrimp?
I think so.
Okay, good. Good. At least you got some shrimp. Yeah, here's the Shrimper's Heaven. So we got coconut shrimp on the left, which matches the Cajun sauce here. The tempura shrimp matches that sauce there. The tempura sauce. And the chilled peel and eat shrimp with the cocktail sauce. And we also got some fries over there. The shrimp overload. My friend got the hamburger. It looks really good. And the shrimp mac and cheese. So that should be good. Anyway, we're gonna eat now. Itadakimasu.
We absolutely demolished our meal. The shrimp I had was quite good. The coconut shrimp had a nice, very crispy texture and had just the right amount of sweetness. The tempura shrimp's batter was just the way I like my tempura batter. And the cocktail shrimp was... well, it was cocktail shrimp. The star of the show though was my friend's mac and cheese dish. The cheese blend they used was amazingly tasty. Now I'm not one to usually praise a dish like this, but damn it, this dish was good, okay? It was really delicious. With our hunger satiated, we continued toward the park.
There it is. Universal Studios Gate.
Universal Studios Japan. First opened on March 31st, 2001, this park is one of 4 Universal Studios theme parks, the other 3 being in Universal City, California, Orlando, Florida, and one within Resorts World Sentosa in Singapore. This was actually the first time my friend here has ever been to a Universal Studios theme park, so this was going to be a new experience for him. I, on the other hand, have been to Universal Studios Hollywood 3 times so far throughout my life, so I was really excited to see how this one was going to be like.
My God, we're here. We're really here. Yeah. So entrance fee I think is around $90 or $100 Canadian, something like that. I'm gonna be paying for the both of us. So if you can click on those ads, please click on those ads to help me out. All right, so excited. It's like being a kid again. I haven't been in this park, but actually it's been a decade now since I've been to Universal Studios Hollywood, so I'm gonna see how this one compares. I heard it's better, but we'll see.
It was quite a lineup as there were lots and lots of people visiting the park that day. Eventually...
we're inside! That was actually a little while of a wait, but we're inside! But we are in Universal Studios Japan! Have lots of fun here. Lots of people here today actually, lots and lots of people, so hopefully it's not too busy with the lineups.
And so our adventure in Universal Studios Japan was underway. Not too far from the entrance, a couple of Halloween-themed minions were entertaining several park goers. Oh, I forgot to mention, the park and some of its attractions were themed for Halloween in October. There was going to be a zombie walk later that evening on these streets. Sadly though, it pushed back the night parade that my friend and I really wanted to watch. We would have trouble heading back home if we stayed late for it, so for this visit, we sadly had to skip the night parade. After taking a glance at the map we were given at the front entrance, we decided to follow the current street we were walking on. There were lots of people just sitting on the sidewalk as if they were waiting for something, but it was early afternoon and the zombie walk wasn't going to start until evening. I never did figure out what they were waiting for, but oh well. The first attraction we encountered was the Evangelion XR 1.01 ride. Now I didn't know it at the time, but this was a VR roller coaster ride. We only found out when we saw lockers to put our stuff into. We decided at that point to skip it for the time being and aim to return to it later. We did just have a big lunch after all. Onward we went to what looked like the park's New York area, and from the tall red brick buildings to the green streetlights, what New York would be complete without everyone's favorite wall crawler? That's right, it's Spider-Man, the ride. Apparently when he's not advertising Kobe beef, he's here doing superhero stuff, so yeah. The Amazing Adventures of Spider-Man, the ride, is a 4K 3D experience. Winner of 7 back-to-back World's Best Ride Awards, this 5-minute ride combined an on-rails ride experience with amazing 3D CG effects that put us right into the middle of the action. This is a miniature replica of the actual cars we rode on. Basically, we were paparazzi hired by J. Jonah Jameson to capture some footage of Spider-Man in action.
So that Spider-Man ride was really fun. We couldn't take any videos in it because it was one of those 3D augmented rides.
It was really something else. It's nothing like I've ever seen before, as we were plopped right into the heat of battle between Spider-Man and some of his most iconic enemies. It's too bad I couldn't film it due to the ride's nature though, but there is a trailer of it online if you're interested. I really enjoyed it and I highly recommend you go check it out if you ever find yourself in Universal Studios Japan. Oh yeah, by the way, they have this Spider-Man statue hidden in this unassuming alleyway, just across from the Spider-Man ride. It would have made for a great photo op, but the park was charging for pictures with it. Oh well, this video should be good enough to make JJ happy. Onward to our next destination, Minion Park! First opened in April 2017, Minion Park is themed after, well, the Minions, those lovable bespectacled Twinkie-shaped munchkins from the Despicable Me movie series. We didn't know it at the time, probably because we weren't checking our map, but there were 2 rides in this playful park that we totally missed. The first is the Despicable Me Minion Mayhem ride, which is a big screen 3D ride where the whole theater venue is the actual ride, where the seats move in accordance to the action on the screen. The other is the Freeze Ray Sliders ride, which is kind of like a carousel ride, or actually it's more similar to the old spinning teacups ride in Disneyland. We did check out the shops though, so much stuff to buy, but sadly we had no luggage space left, so we had to go window shopping again.
You wanna try? I want to see how it is.
Okay. Wow! Alright, so after Minion Park, I switched to my backup SD card and got shots from the Wizarding World of Harry Potter area next, followed by the Jurassic Park area, and then the Universal Studios Wonderland area to get shots of Elmo and Hello Kitty for my niece. She loves those guys so much. Unfortunately, I lost the footage I took from these places. Stupid me. I transferred the movies from my main SD card into my laptop that night, but completely forgot that my backup SD card was the one still in my camcorder. So the next morning, when I went to format the card, thinking it was the main card, poof, all the later videos were gone. Sadly, recovering them would be too costly for me. I do have these photos though, so I guess it's slideshow story time. Sorry about that, folks. My friend was able to take these shots of the Wizarding World of Harry Potter. This place was so amazing and immersive. Actually, the only reason why my friend agreed to go to Universal Studios was because we made a deal. He would go if we bought 1 box of Birdie Bots every flavor jelly bean. This thing right here. I would have to eat a whole handful on camera and have my reactions filmed. Now, these jelly beans flavors range from marshmallows to earwax and everything in between. I'd be playing Russian roulette with jelly beans. I actually went through with it though, and to our surprise, I tasted nothing gross. There were totally disgusting flavors in there. It's just that, I guess with a handful of jelly beans, the good flavored ones masked the horrible ones. Because when we tried the gross flavors one by one, well, it was a traumatic experience I never want to relive. Oh, one last thing. If you ever go here, make sure to try the butterbeer. It tasted like a cream soda float and I think it had some butterscotch in it. Price wasn't bad either, so yeah, just definitely try it. It's really, really tasty. And thus our Universal Studios Japan adventure came to an end. We didn't know at the time, but Typhoon Trami was on its way to Japan and brought unexpected heavy rain our way toward the early evening, causing us to leave earlier than planned. I'm definitely coming back here one day.
Alright, so today we're in Kyoto and we're gonna be hitting up the Inari Shrine first. We just missed the train there, but it's apparently just 5 minutes away from Kyoto Station, so it should be really, really quick.
On day 5, my friend and I went to Kyoto, which was a 30-minute bullet train ride away from our place in Osaka. Our first stop was the Inari Shrine, which was actually really close to the Kyoto station. To be specific, this was the Fushimi Inari-taisha, the principal shrine to the Japanese deity of foxes, fertility, tea, rice, and sake, Inari Okami. The Fushimi Inari-taisha sits at the base of the Inari mountain, stretching for an amazing 4 kilometers or 2.5 miles, with many trails leading to many smaller shrines up the mountain. We were incredibly lucky that it was so bright and sunny this day, as it was just raining the evening before. There were so many visitors here, so the place was very lively, yet it never felt crowded since the area the shrine covers was so vast. And now, I present to you this shrine's main attraction, the Senbon Tori. Spanning far beyond what the eyes can see, the Senbon Tori is comprised of rows and rows of torii gates, with each gate being donated to the shrine ever since the Edo period in 1603. Apparently, there are around 10,000 torii gates lined up along the main path. It seriously felt like a tunnel leading us to another plane of existence or something, like the underworld or something. All I can say, it was quite the experience.
Oh my god, this feels like Persona 4. My friend just sighed.
If any of you have played Persona 4 before, there's an area towards the end of the game that this totally reminds me of. I actually told this to my friend, but he just shrugged. Damn normie.
The gates are never ending. Never ending.
We continued deeper into the mountain but went back not long after. We still had a couple more places we were planning to visit and they were pretty far away, so we couldn't stay here for too long. But before we left, it was snack time.
So we are grabbing a quick treat here at the Inari Shrine's food stalls. It's the red bean filled pastry, so it should be good.
That red bean pastry was actually quite good. It was soft yet had a nice spring to it when you bit in, and the red bean filling was just the right sweetness. It was the perfect snack after a long walk. We were ready to go to our next destination, but first, some parting words.
Alright, so that was the Inari Shrine. Definitely pay it a visit when you're here in Kyoto. It's literally just 5 minutes away from the Kyoto station, taking one local train to the Inari Shrine, heading I think towards Nara. Yeah, just 5 minutes away. So be sure to check it out if you're ever in the vicinity.
And with that, off we went to our next destination, the Kiyomizu-dera.
Alright, we're on our way to the hillside temple. And yeah, about a 12-minute trek there, so we're gonna go on a little adventure.
On our way to the temple, we passed by Kurodani Cemetery. I didn't film it to keep respectful of those laid to rest there, but it was truly a beautiful yet solemn sight to see.
So we're at a temple. We're not sure if this is the temple we're looking for.
Finally, after a 12-minute long uphill hike, our efforts were fully rewarded. This is the Kiyomizu-dera. This Buddhist temple was founded in the year 778 by Sakanoe no Tamura Maro, with its current buildings being built in 1633.
Alright, there's a dragon statue behind me. Okay, we're gonna continue going forward. Which way, that way? Okay, let's go.
It really felt amazing to be at a temple that's been around for over 12 centuries.
Because we're short on time, I was planning to actually go to the bamboo forest, but we're kind of short on time on our trip here. Since Saturday and Sunday it's supposed to rain all day, so that really screwed up our plans. My friends just said, "There's the bamboo forest," is his exact words.
Oh well, I'll go there when I go back to Japan one of these days. Sadly, we hit another snag. The main temple, which was what we went here for, was under renovations. I mean, I get it. It needs maintenance, and I'm actually really happy that those tending to this temple have done such an amazing job maintaining it for all these centuries. It's just bad timing on our part, really. Still, I regret not being able to see the main building in all its glory. Regardless of the renovations though, the place still had amazing sceneries and views.
There's like a temple way over there.
Oh, it's real far, my boys.
Yeah, it's very far.
Oh yeah, I forgot to mention a fun fact about the main hall. Constructed in 1633, the main hall, along with the stage that peers over the cliff face of Mount Otowa, were built without the use of any nails. Amazing, huh?
We're following a long mountain path somewhere. We don't know where yet, but we're heading downhill. So now we're gonna have to go back uphill later. Oh well, this will be my exercise for the year.
At the end of our long walk downhill, we reached the Otowa no Taki, the Otowa waterfall. Another fun fact, the Kiyomizu-dera actually takes its name from the waters of this waterfall. Kiyomizu-dera means pure water temple. Here, the waterfall is divided into 3 small streams, each representing different benefits, mainly long life, good grades, and a successful love life. Visitors drink from the streams from these elongated cups. However, drinking from all 3 is deemed greedy. Ah crap, we should have drank from it. Oh well. Now here comes the part I was dreading the most. Walking back up to the main hall. It was a long climb up.
Okay, we survived. Did I say I was deathly afraid of heights? Yeah, so I had a phobia attack right there in the middle, so I had to just keep looking down while walking up. I couldn't stop. I felt like I was gonna fall down. More stairs. That's not so bad this time. We'll see what's up there. How much would it cost to install an escalator?
At the top of these stairs was, among other things, a shop selling different types of charms. We had friends back home who were expecting their first child in a couple of months, so my friend decided to get them this easy delivery charm. It's very thoughtful of him. I too decided to buy a certain charm for someone back home. Which charm? Well, that's a secret.
It's a huge rabbit. Tricks are for kids.
Having seen the main attractions of the temple, my friend and I headed off to our last destination for the day. But first, we decided to go through a shopping street that we missed on the way here. There were so many people. Look how crowded these streets are. And these were just the people outside the stores. Oh, inside the stores. Just jam-packed, full of people everywhere. Alright, now on to our final destination.
Alright, after 2 long bus rides, we are on our way to Kinkaku-ji Temple, the Golden Temple. So, should be close by.
We were on our way to see the famous Kinkaku-ji, or the Golden Pavilion Temple. In truth, its official name is Rokuon-ji, meaning the Deer Garden Temple. The Rokuon-ji was originally a villa which was converted to a Zen Buddhist temple back in 1397 as per the wishes of its owner, Ashikaga Yoshimitsu, after his death.
Okay, as you can see, there's lots of people here, but the temple is right over there. Right over there. Just waiting for the people to clear out a little bit from the front, and then I'm gonna get a clear shot of it, hopefully, but it's just right over there.
The top 2 stories of the 3-story Golden Pavilion, the Kinkaku, is covered in pure gold leaf. This pavilion has been burnt down several times throughout history, with the most recent occurrence in 1950, when a monk set it on fire. The current building was rebuilt in 1955.
It's a nice day. I'm so happy that it didn't rain today, and I actually brought 2 umbrellas here just to make sure that we would stay dry just in case it did, but thankfully it stayed sunny, so we're gonna go walk around now.
This temple had such a serene and relaxing atmosphere. It's the perfect place to visit for anybody seeking a peaceful place where they can silently reflect on life while surrounded by nature. If you prefer more active endeavors, however, you can ask for luck and good fortune by tossing coins at these stone statues. If you're particularly skilled, try and land your coin inside the little collection cup. We explored the temple grounds a bit more, and when we were satisfied, we headed back for our place in Osaka, and thus ended our 5th and final day of exploring Osaka and Kyoto. Unfortunately, rains from incoming Typhoon Trami drenched Osaka in heavy showers, so we decided to stay home on Saturday. With the hurricane passing through during the night and early morning, train stations were shut down on Sunday. We were lucky they opened up in time for us to catch our flight home on Monday. Oh well, there's always next time. Anyway, thank you all so very much for watching this video. Sorry about the length there. I wanted to cram in the whole week we were in Osaka into this one video. The next video I'll be working on will be for Final Fantasy XIV again, focusing on the Bard. Please stay tuned for it. Thank you again for watching, and I wish you all a very Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays. Take care.